Okiru.
What is up, guys? You are tuned to another Okiru podcast. Today, I'm just going to be speaking off the cuff. And pretty much I was just looking at some of my notes, and sometimes I'll just have these random topics that I have that I want to write about in the future, or just a sudden realization that I want to elaborate further on, but I never got the chance to. And I guess the topic today is, if you stay in the light for too long, you'll get burnt. And pretty much it's about, always seeking the approval of others, always trying to make yourself look good, ensuring that your self-image is, for lack of a better word, justified by people. And yeah, I guess I'll be elaborating that a bit, because I personally have been in those situations where, like, you're on stage and you kill it, and you're kind of like, you're trying to be humble, but you're seeking that the compliments, but you try to stay modest. And eventually, yeah, you will get burnt if you don't realize it. You realize, like, oh man, like, I ain't crap. So it's just being able to be aware. All things will fade. All that part of you where you're being recognized and you're in front of everyone and all eyes are on you, those moments will fade, right? And I guess to start the quote, on occasions I have been big-headed. I think most people are when they get in the limelight. I call myself big-head just to remind myself not to be. Brian Clough. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'll just search any quote regarding the limelight, and yeah, that kind of relates to what I was talking about before. Is we get that big head, we get complacent, and it feels good. It feels good when people compliment you, right? We all want to be liked. We all want to have that verification from people, like, you did a great job, well done. But it's kind of like that winning moment. It's gonna move on. Like, it's not gonna stay forever. So you always have to have back in your mind, alright, I did my job, I did my part, whatever it was. I was on stage, I was in the light, everyone saw me. Alright, what's next? What's the next part of that? If you're seeking that too long to always stay there, eventually people are gonna, I guess you'll be like, like forgotten. I don't know if that's the right word, but the hype will go. No one's gonna be like, oh man, this guy again. Oh, he's always wanting all eyes on him. Like, if you look at all the successful people, like, one thing they do is all the work they did to get to that point of being on the stage in front of everyone. No one sees that part, the dark side, because no one really wants to do this stuff, the hard work, the hard yards. It's kind of like, speaking about our brand, no one really knows the struggles that we went through, right? People saw what happened when the brand launched, was established, but no one knew what happened before that. Like, it was a real struggle. It was hard. We were honestly at the point of giving up. We actually didn't want to, because of all the stuff that was going on, we were actually going to, I guess, quit on this. But we used that to drive us to create something more than what it is now. And that's what keeps us going. Every time we'll have those moments where people notice us, and it feels good. You'll get a lot of likes, you get a lot of views, and it's good to see that. Who doesn't want to see your video getting views and likes, this X amount? But eventually that post is gonna go to the bottom of the list. So you have to keep posting. You gotta keep putting more content, and that's what we're working on now. We're doing our best to get more of these podcasts out. Excuse me, and doing our best just to spread some love, right? Just some goodness in the world. That's what we really want to do, is how can we do our part for you guys, for you who is listening. You know, like we're still going on our journey. We're gonna go through our own struggles. We're gonna go through our own difficulties. We all have our own problems, but it's not gonna stop us from helping others. We'll always do our best to give back, do our part wherever we can. We are limited by our resources, but we will do our best to help someone in need, because that's what good people do. If you have the opportunity to help someone, just help them. But I'm straying from the topic of the limelight, so I'll try to get back onto this. Anyway, so as important it is to have those moments where you're in the limelight, it boosts your self-image. But it's also important that when you get out of that light, when you step out of that light and back into the shadows, you gotta think, what's next? Like Kobe's mentality, what's the next win? You know, and that's why people, like even people who weren't even into basketball, they recognize Kobe because of his drive, his sheer will and determination to just win all the time. His mind was always on the next win. He'll be in the light, and the next moment that moment's gone, he's back in the shadows and working again, and no one notices that. So, like, don't seek the light. Seek the discipline to continue working in the dark. When those times that those periods between the lights and the darkness are too long, don't give up. Just keep working. Keep on going. And it's like I mentioned this in previous podcasts about the tunnel. Like, it's a fleeting moment. When you get in the tunnel, you don't know how long that tunnel is going to be. All you can see is the light at the end. But once you reach the end, the light, how long before the next tunnel? How long are you going to be in the light for? How long are you going to be in the darkness for? No one knows. But if you stay consistent, if you stay in the track and don't stop the train, you're gonna that's what matters in the journey. Developing the discipline and the skill sets necessary, not the success and the goals that you're trying to achieve, because goals are there to keep your focus, but the discipline and the skill sets that you have are the things that are going to allow you to achieve those goals and any future aspirations that you have. So that pretty much like my elaboration on that topic. If you stay in the light for too long, you'll get burned, you know, even when you're out in the sun. Make sure you go out in the sun as well when you get the chance, because vitamin D is important, especially in these times, and it's best to get it from the sun. Just go out for a walk. Appreciate the sun while we have it. I know it's winter here in Melbourne, and it's hard to go outside because it's so freaking cold, but challenge yourself, push yourself. This is the Okiru podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. We got a lineup of people that we want to bring in, and they have some interesting stories, so we can't wait to bring them on. Stay safe always, guys, and always get up. Peace.